Pop culture is more than just entertainment. It's a lens into society, relationships, and human behavior. I'm Grace, and here on The Grace Report, we dive into stories beyond the headlines. Whether it's reality TV drama, celebrity scandals, or royal family intrigue, I'm here to break it all down. What it means, why it matters, and how it reflects the world we live in. Join the conversation, share your take, and let's make sense of the culture shaping our lives one story at a time. Is off to a great start. TGIF. How is it Friday already, right? Time is absolutely flying by. I am running on E at this point, you guys. I don't know how long today's episode is going to be just because I am so tired. But I'm really looking forward to getting into the stories with you all today. I'm hoping today is a good, peppy day and episode. We've got Gala in the house. Good morning. Good morning, Maria. Good morning, Ramster as well. So nice to see you. And it's good that they've allegedly got the assassin. Thanks for the update, Ramster. Good morning, Paprika. Good morning, Stephanie, Venetia, Acacia, Hamlet's Princess, Becky, Jessica, Tyrell, Kaylin. So nice to have y'all here. We've also got Linda, Sophie as well. We've got Ashley. We've got B Chocolate back as well. It's a beautiful day in Seattle. I love that. Speaking of weather, I was supposed to check and see what the weather is like in Ottawa, actually. So I know how to pack. I have not prepared anything to pack. I have not brought souvenirs. I have just been running. Oh, look at the weather in Ottawa. How lucky am I? Nothing but sun and high 20s as well. Oh, thank God. Because here, look at me. I'm in a turtleneck. Just saying, really looking forward to that. Now, you guys, we've got quite a lot to discuss in today's episode of the Morning Report. So I kind of wanted to just jump right in. And listen, please, you guys, tell me that you've started watching Love is Blind France. I keep telling y'all, French reality TV is so chaotic and like incredible. My favorite version of The Circle is The Circle France. The Circle also had a really good France also had a really good season of The Ultimatum, right? They keep doing one-off seasons. So I personally wouldn't be surprised if they only did one season of Love is Blind, even though their shows are really successful. The viewership is there, but for some reason, they do not invest into it. So at the end of today's Morning Report, I'm going to tell you about like where I'm at in the Love is Blind so far. I finished all the episodes. And when I tell you, and I'm going to post this on my TikTok, okay? But there was this guy who was ready to leave his fiance because she is so much taller than him. And she was wearing kitten heels. You know, the Hillary Clinton 2000s? She was wearing those. And he's like, please, I'm begging you, don't wear that. You know, like after everybody gets engaged and they're all meeting up with the other couples and they're seeing how people match. Like it was to that. He's like, please don't do it. I don't want to go if you wear those heels. Wear flats, please. You're doing this to humiliate you. Like that, you guys. He was crying, screaming, throwing up. And he's literally telling her that he is begging her to wear little kitten heels because she is so much taller than him. Absolutely insane, you guys. Okay, and we're gonna get into that recap and more. And I'm gonna play the clip on my TikTok. But before we get into that, can we talk about the K Michelle versus Robyn Dixon stuff? I'm trying to understand what exactly went down because Robyn Dixon, right, starless Robyn, or as my friend Kempar likes to say, regular Robyn, went on her podcast with Giselle. And they were talking about K Michelle being cast on The Real Housewives of Atlanta. And from the clip I'm going to show you guys, I didn't really think that Robyn said anything all that bad that would warrant K Michelle dragging her up and down the Instagram street. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play the audio from the Reasonably Shady podcast in which Giselle and Robyn talk about K Michelle being cast on the show. And you guys let me know if Robyn said anything egregious that warrants her being dragged by K Michelle, okay? And then when we come back, we're going to go over the stuff that K Michelle has been saying about
her. I am like, Atlanta is running out of people because you're using people from other networks now.
But that's but 85, it stays on traffic. So they're not running out of people.
Right.
They got plenty of people in Atlanta.
Right, with 6 lanes, but 12 lanes across.
Yes, I do want to say And the traffic is traffic morning, noon, and night. Like it don't stop.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about K. Michelle really quickly.
Okay.
And this is allegedly, we do not know because it has not been said officially that she's on the show. I'm not mad at it. I feel like at first I was like, what? K. Michelle, that's weird. But out of the love and hip hop, because I'm a love and hip hop girl.
Right.
So out of the love and hip hop world, there are very few people that I feel like have left that behind them and have gone on to do so many other things that it really wasn't a factor.
But she was already somebody before. Somebody before Love and Hip Hop. She was already who she was before Love and Hip Hop.
Is that a question?
No, I'm telling you.
Oh, you're telling me?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
So I think those people can come and go.
Okay.
And then you have people, Cardi B is one who was pretty much created on Love and Hip Hop.
Yes,
and
totally.
then now she's somebody else. But I think K. Michelle already had her career.
That's what I'm saying. So her being a housewife, she's married now. Her being a housewife, I'm not mad at it.
So you're saying Love and Hip Hop doesn't define her?
Exactly. That's what I was trying to say.
Okay.
So I'm actually here for it.
Okay.
For K. Michelle.
Okay.
If that is happening allegedly. But I hear what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. No, it just like when I saw that and then it was K. Michelle, I was like, okay, that's interesting.
So there you go. All she really said was, okay, that's interesting. Like, I don't think that Robyn is thrilled about K. Michelle being on The Real Housewives of Atlanta. I think she wanted for more kind of like fresh faces to come out there, but she didn't say anything terrible against K. Michelle in my humble opinion, right? In fact, I actually think she gave K. Michelle a compliment when she said that K. Michelle was already known or had a career before doing Love and Hip Hop. But anyway, K. Michelle caught wind of her remarks and she went on a tirade. And let's see some of the stuff that she had to say, including calling Robyn an unemployed couch potato, right? She said, "Why be so worried about me and my overly educated and successful self and what I might be doing? Robyn, you ran out of a job a long time ago. You would love to be recycled, you little couch potato, just yapping. You should have ran through that hotel lobby where your husband was, lady. Giselle, you look beautiful. Leave me alone and let me go yodel in peace." And then she also said, "I'm around here selling out shows and you're selling baseball hats, but you worried about me and what I might be doing. The nerve of this couch potato." Again, what did Robyn say that was so wrong? Y'all know I don't really care for Robyn, and I certainly do not like Giselle, but I do not think they said anything that was so nasty, right? So here's the thing. Yes, Robyn's reputation in the Real Housewives of Potomac universe is that she is lazy and that she's very lethargic. I always said she had Eeyore energy. She's always just there, right? Very apathetic and whatnot, especially during the COVID era. But listen, who wasn't during the COVID era, right? But the thing is, I don't know that we can call her a couch potato anymore because she's got this like business, right? She was actually recently just celebrating the grand opening or open house of her new like skincare business. Like she actually opened a full-blown spa, some kind of franchise. And so she posted photos of that on her Instagram page. There she is with Sharice and everything, celebrating that. So, her being fired from RHOP doesn't mean that she's not making money at all. She now is a franchisee, and Robyn let us know that she's still selling those gas station hats, right? Go ahead, use this as a marketing opportunity. Smart, right? So this was her way of clapping back at K. Michelle. She said, "Still selling satin-lined baseball hats from my couch. I love it here. Visit embellishshop.com to shop. This olive green micro suede cap is perfect for fall." Why not? Right? I don't think that there's anything wrong with this personally. And, I do not understand why K. Michelle responded so kind of, just so defensively. I really do not think that Robyn said anything egregious about her at all. So I did find her kind of clap back to be, when you're bringing like a bazooka to like a little, shade or a petty moment or whatever, like it's not cool. It's very weird, very weird. Sophie says the same thing. Wasn't she being nice? She was. She said, "Hey, listen, K. Michelle was known before this, so she can always, go in and out of these reality shows and whatnot and be okay because she's a successful person. So why go and drag this person and call this person a couch potato when they've given you a compliment?" Be chocolate, listen, me too. I forget about these two until their podcast pops up on my feed, and I'm like, oh yeah, they're still out here yapping, and oh god, we're gonna have to suffer through another season of Giselle, riding off somebody else as a storyline, right? Malen says Robyn is basically saying K Michelle is ratchet since they name Love and Hip Hop, but isn't she ratchet? You know what I mean? Like, I think people need to own it sometimes. Like, K Michelle's a little ratchet, right? Like, just like Jocelyn's a little ratchet, just like Cardi B's a little ratchet. But you know what? I can see why that would upset her, even though that's the way that she has presented herself. Bridget says, I'm sorry, I agree with Robyn. K Michelle gives everything but housewife. I don't know, that's just me. But did Robyn give housewife, like in her townhouse with her little, beater car or whatever? Like, did she give housewife? Like, that's the thing. I was shocked when Robyn became a housewife, because I'm like, how the hell is she on the show and I'm living better than she is? That doesn't make any sense, right? So I think that that's something that K Michelle could have used to drag her or throw shade at her. But this other stuff, it feels a little bit OD to me personally. Hey, Ashley, so happy to have you back as a member. I actually dropped a really big, juicy exclusive tea video yesterday from an inside source, and so I hope that you're able to enjoy that after this morning report or over the weekend. So happy to have you back. Thank you. And Kev, nice to see you back for another live. I didn't know you were studying journalism. Look at you. Good on you. That's so amazing, and I hope everything is going well at school. Gail is back with a health update, you guys. She says that dermatology called yesterday. I got to go back on October 28th at 8 o'clock in the morning. I have to get more cut out to be on the safe side, for I had skin cancer after all. Gail, I'm so sorry to hear that. That is absolutely devastating. Please keep us updated. I really hope that things turn around for you. And, I hope you're able to get your mind off of this and enjoy your weekend nonetheless, and not stress too much before October 28th. So sorry, Gail. Ramel is back with a new photo. I love this new photo, Ramel. I don't like Robyn, but I agree with her for the first time. Same here, right? Like, K Michelle just does not give housewife. She actually gives unhinged, and that's okay. So we like unhinged celebrities sometimes, don't we? Especially on reality TV. Keisha says, I'm still confused. How is she a housewife? Well, that's the question, right? I guess now that she's married or whatever, but who's her husband? Who's K Michelle married to? Like, this is me surprising this, right? I'm telling you, she's so bland, Robyn. I really do not understand it at all. Ashley says, can't wait to catch up on Janelle's book. Yes, we're continuing with Janelle's book as well. Romel says, are you watching The Housewives of London? I liked it. Once again, Andy and Bravo have dropped the ball. They could have added them to the franchise. I'm not personally, just because I got so much stuff to be keeping on top of, but I really hope that it's good so far as a show. I'm always so excited when they add a new franchise, but I feel like these spinoffs, these international spinoffs, never really last. For example, I was so excited when we had Real Housewives of Vancouver, but it only lasted 3 seasons or something like that. Toronto only lasted 1 season. So I don't really feel, drawn to invest in them, because I feel like they are not, they're not here to stay, unfortunately. And thanks, guys, so much for sending so much love to Gail. Gail, we're all here for you, boo. Please, you're going to pull through this. You guys, I have a weird story for you, and I think I'm going to need your help on this one. Please, okay? Zack Efron is going viral for all the wrong reasons. And yes, that is supposedly Zack Efron in that photo. And the problem is that, yet again, he has tampered with his once incredibly beautiful face. Can I ask you, maybe I should even make a note here that maybe I should do a deep dive into Zack Efron. Is this a mental thing? Is this a self-esteem, emotional thing? Facial evolution deep dive, ? What really is going on with him? So I went and I said, how many iterations of this face are we going to get? He's still relatively young. Isn't he in his 30s? And we've already had 10 different iterations of this face. He's got a lot of life left, right? He's very, very young. So why is he doing all this? And he was a very, very handsome guy, especially naturally. So what exactly is happening? I remember there was some kind of cover up or maybe story or whatever about how, remember when he came out with that big jaw, that jaw implant or whatever, and then he claimed it was because of an accident or some stuff like that. I don't know. I'm so fascinated by this because look at him. In 2004, he was a little kid in High School Musical and he was cute, right? Then you see him in 2007, still young, natural, cute, very, very handsome, beautiful, full, luscious eyebrows, super high eyebrows too, with a nice arch. He's got eyes that smile, right? That are really beautiful. His skin glows. His smile is incredible as well. And then on top of that, in 2012, super duper handsome. Like he's always been super duper handsome, but I think he starts kind of like messing with himself a little bit in 2015. That's when he starts looking like kind of like uncanny valley-ish version of himself or something like that. And then in 2016, I don't know what was going on there. I think he and Miley Cyrus were seeing the same like hairdresser or whatever, because she had that same hair going on in her Bangers era. And then you see him again in 2018. I will say he looked good in 2018. Yeah, I really do think that he looked good in 2018. Like I think he could have stopped here with whatever that he was getting done. Then in 2019, that's when you go, who the hell is this? Like, is this like a body snatcher? Like, what happened here? Did somebody come and clone this man with some like uncanny valley character? I don't know. Then you see him in 2022. And I think it's either that or 2023. 2023 is frightening. They aged him 20 years there, right? With whatever they did to the jaw and stuff. But those 2 years, like woof, and then 2024. And it's not about woof like ugly, but it's woof like, who the hell is this? From 2019, 2022, 3 and 4. Who is this guy? He just never looked the same again. And it's so crazy that you have such a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful face, right? He truly was beautiful, especially in 2012, especially in 2007, especially in 2018, in my humble opinion. It's just devastating. It really is. I hope that whatever's going on with him, he gets help for. Whether it's a health issue, I don't know if it's like inflammation from something causing these things. I don't know. You know, a lot of you guys in the live chat are talking about body dysmorphia. And you know what? It very well could be that. We're always so quick to pick apart plastic surgery, fillers, whatever, Botox that female celebrities get. But when it comes to the men, like, you know, it's never even really a topic of conversation. Like a lot of people are not aware that men can suffer with, you know, serious body image issues, with serious body dysmorphia as well. So you listen, Zack always seemed like a really lovely guy. I was a fiend, like injected into my veins for High School Musical. So he will always have a soft spot in my heart. He actually Tisdale, Vanessa Hudgens, and the rest of that cast, right? And so just to see this evolution, right? And now bringing us to the most recent iteration of his face or whatever, I don't get it. I really don't. And, you know, I was talking about this yesterday when I was watching Love is Blind France. And let me put up a picture and explain to you why this, I think, is kind of like linked to it. There's this girl on Love is Blind France, and her name is Tatiana. She's right there, bottom row, right next to Thomas. She's so beautiful. That photo does not even do her justice. Like every time you see her, you're like, wow, how is somebody so freaking beautiful? Like she's breathtaking, right? And she is crying, screaming, throwing up. She feels like nobody will ever love her because she's a single mom to a son who's like 8 or 9 years old, right? She's like, no, and she's divorced. Nobody's gonna, I just want someone to choose me. I'm like, and she's talking about like feeling like complexé de son physique, feeling insecure about like her body and whatnot, and her face. And I'm like, this 10 out of 10 face, this 10 out of 10 body, like, you know, it's so crazy. Even people that you think are so beautiful, so handsome, right? Like they go through this as well. And so, yeah, it's crazy to me. It's just such a, I don't even know how to explain it, but I really feel for Zack Efron. He seems to not bother anybody, right? He seems to just mind his own business, get a little bit of tweaks here and there. You know, he hasn't said anything publicly that I know of, right? That is like problematic or whatever. So I hope for the best for him. I really, really do. He seems to be going through a lot, like, you know, psychologically or something like that. Very, very sad stuff. Y'all think he looks black in this, really? Is this what black people look like to y'all? Because I don't think so at all. I think he looks like leather to me personally, right? Like he was left out in the sun a little bit too long with like tanning oil or something like that. But I don't think he looks black personally. Andelstein says, looks like a smoked sausage. Tyrell, what the F? Acacia, I know, right? Ashley says he looks like a Dominican uncle. Oh, Lord. Malen says he's got body dysmorphia. That's what I'm thinking, right? Handsome Squidward gone wrong. And again, let me put up the evolution of his face. Like, his face untouched was like perfection. It was stunning. He was a very, very handsome guy. I think he got some jaw work. It looks here in this particular photo like he got some lip filler done. He might have even gotten his nose done. I actually think he got his eyes done because you'll see here. Let me put it up. Actually, I gotta put down Ramel's comment here. Ramel says, is that him for real? These rich people run out of it. That's what the thing is, right? They get bored and they start picking at themselves instead of picking up some exciting new hobbies, right? So let me go back to the evolution of his face, you guys. Again, his untouched face, like natural, is absolutely stunning, right? But I really do think he got some stuff done to his eyes as well. So if you look at his first few photos, his eyes, like when he'd smile, his eyes would close up, but then he somehow has them very wide open as of 2018. I want to say 2018, especially 2019 as well. So I think he got something done there. I wouldn't be surprised if he had some sort of a nose job, but his nose was perfect. He didn't need it. He didn't need anything. And if you look at his lips in 2015, right, or 12 or 7 compared to 2023 and 2024, you can see that he got some lip stuff done. Allegedly. Oh, Zach, you seem like such a lovely person, you know? And I feel like when you mess with your face to a degree where it looks unnatural and weird and distracting, it makes it very difficult to book work as an actor, right? Because how are people supposed to get lost in the story that you were supposed to be telling through your acting if you've got a lot of this stuff going on, right? So I fear for him that this is going to ruin his career and he'll be relegated to Celebrity Big Brother UK or something like that, you know? Hey, Star says, I feel bad for him too. It's not helpful for people to make fun of him. It's scary. And I agree, right? A lot of people forget or don't even realize actually that men can suffer from body dysmorphia. And you see, like I was telling you guys on Love is Blind France, the guy who was crying, screaming, throwing up and ready to leave his fiance because she was wearing 1.5-inch kitten heels. Like, they could be really, really insecure, you know? And he really was. Like, he had a dream of a face. He was a dream. Absolutely beautiful, beautiful, beautiful guy. B Chocolate says he's still a good looking man. He's just pulled too tight. Needs to ditch the creepy mustache and not get too much spray tan. Exactly. Good luck to him. Good luck to him. And you know what? Hopefully a lot of this stuff is filler or Botox, meaning that it can be reversed, right? Just stop getting it done and your face will settle back to where it's supposed to be. But I think that the jaw stuff he had done, that's permanent though. Tyrell says, I just feel so bad. A bit of therapy and he may still be so gorgeous. And I hope so too. Again, as far as I'm aware, and please guys, don't ruin my, everybody that we love so far has been ruined, right? Please don't ruin Zack Efron for me, guys. I hope he's okay. The last project I saw him in was that Ted Bundy thing. And I thought he did a fantastic job in that. At that point, he had already gotten some of his work done because I believe Ted Bundy, the Netflix thing was filmed in 2023 or whatever. And I think that's around the time that he had already gotten his jaw work done. So there's that. But, you know, now seeing him pop up here in the Prada ad looking completely different. The skin color looking very odd and unnatural and leathery as well. And just the exaggerated lip filler and stuff. I don't know. It's going to be difficult for him to continue to book work if he does not slow down. But, you know, I'm wishing for the best for him. Again, I really, really do like Zack Efron. And I hope that he's able to heal from whatever it is that he's got going on that is causing him to make these sorts of decisions. Zack Efron. You can have it all that money in the world, the most handsome, beautiful looks in the world, and still feel like, you know, off on the inside. And so that's, you know, let that be a lesson. Acacia is wondering if it's for a movie. I don't think so, to be honest with you. I think that he just has like this like fixation with like wanting to be perfect physically or to look like a G.I. Joe figure or something like that. And I think it's really messing with him. Oh, Zack. Now, you guys, why don't we get into a real true degenerate and a weirdo? Trey Songz. Every time I talk about Trey Songz to you guys, it's about how he is facing like SA charges, right? So many accusers have come forward trying to get criminal charges filed against him. A lot of civil lawsuits have been filed against him as well, okay? And somehow he manages to keep getting away and he manages to continue booking stages to yodel on. And I just don't get it. right? So in the latest series of events for Trey Songz, he just settled a massive $20 million SA lawsuit. To me personally, when somebody settles a lawsuit like that, it means that they are admitting guilt and they just want for this to go away before too many details come out. Similar to the way that Diddy settled Cassie's lawsuit against him in like less than 24 hours, right? So that's how I see this. And the fact that these allegations keep on coming out against Trey Songz, it just lets me know that he is not a good person. He's a dangerous person. He's a scary person. And people really need to be careful with him. I know a lot of groupies like just want to be around celebrities or they want to get knocked up by a celebrity or whatever, but be careful. Let the Diddy trial show you, right, how really dangerous and depraved this stuff can be behind the scenes. Like nothing is worth dealing with these kinds of very creepy, very evil individuals. So Billboard magazine is the one to break the news. They said that Trey Songz reached a confidential settlement with his accuser, Jahara Jeffries, who sued him for $20 million, alleging that he SA'd her at Miami's 11 nightclub on New Year's Eve of 2018. She said that Trey forced his hand under her dress without her consent during a VIP event. And the club was also actually named as a defendant in the lawsuit, I should add as well. And it was supposed to go to trial next month, but now it has officially been dismissed, right, and settled. Can I ask you guys what y'all think about Trey Songz? Like, do you guys keep up with all of like the allegations against him? Because they are bad, and they keep on coming from all directions, right? Yeah, Ocean, yup, again. And not me doing the Trey Songz yup thing, yup. That's all he does, it seems like, right? He seems like he is always in some kind of trouble, and it always has to involve SA. His most famous accuser is actually Kiki Palmer. She didn't make SA allegations against him, but she claimed that she had to hide herself in a closet to get away from him, right? I think he was trying to force her to film some kind of music video or something like that. She didn't want to. She's a big star. If you want her to work with you on a project or whatever, you have to go through her management. She can't just be popping up in your stuff willy-nilly, right? That's what he told her. That's what she told him. And then allegedly Trey Songz locked the doors and everything and refused to let her and her friends leave. Like he's a total weird. Jessica, really? Oh my God, that would be amazing. I really hope it's the case. Thank God. And Kay's saying that too. Oh, thank God. Because listen, I really would hate to see Zack Efron turning out like the Bogdanov twins or something like that. You know, God rest their soul. But yeah, I would really hate that for him and his career. He's a really talented actor. Thank you guys. Steph says, so mad. I liked him in high school. I loved him so much. B Chocolate says, where did that man get 20 million? Listen, just because the $20 million lawsuit is settled doesn't mean that it was necessarily settled for $20 million. Maybe they negotiated a lower price. And don't forget, the nightclub was also listed as a defendant. So I think that both of them would have had to pay out. So maybe it was split between the two. But again, is Trey Songz big enough of an artist that he would even have like $1 million to spare? I personally do not think so. And here's the thing. He is constantly settling lawsuits, right? So how is this even possible that he is able to keep this up and to live a relatively nice lifestyle, right? Very sketchy stuff. But listen, I cannot stand this man. Can't stand talking about him. So why don't we head on over to our next story of the day, which is about Eva Marcille. Do you guys remember her from The Real Housewives of Atlanta? She was cast later on in the show and everything. Like she had her husband, Michael Sterling, and their children and everything like that. And prior to appearing on The Real Housewives of Atlanta, Eva also starred in America's Next Top Model, even winning her season. I still forever remember her. Do you remember her thing here? The spider, the winning photo shoot. It was a very stunning photo. Eva the Diva, absolutely beautiful, right? So she and Mike were married. They had children together. He also adopted her daughter, Marley. And then out of nowhere, it came news that they had separated and gone through a divorce. Well, now come to find out they are back together. I think they're remarried. Let Eva go ahead and tell you the story herself.
And Mike, I was so happy to see that you two found your way back to each other. What does it mean to have landed in the place you've landed with him?
life's a journey, like the show, right? It's a journey. And my intention when marrying him was to be with him forever. And as we go through the ups and downs of life, no matter what it looks like, he is my forever.
Yes.
He is and always will be my forever and only.
And
you know what? Good for them. I think it's nice to see people willing to go ahead, reconcile. And I always find it really romantic, actually, when people actually full-blown remarry the same person again. So cheers to them on making it work for themselves and for their family as well. It seemed to have been something that Eva took very, very hard when they divorced and whatnot. Like, you could see a really, really big difference in her and everything like that. And now she seems to be a lot happier and hopefully headed in a healthier direction as well. Becky says she's so gorgeous, but a little nutty. Exactly. And isn't that the winning combination? Isn't that the winning combination sometime, right? Oh, Lord have mercy. Y says, Eva from Top Model. Yes, I really loved her on that show. She was really good. Really, really good. I actually like her there more than I like her on Housewives of Atlanta. I didn't really care for her on Housewives of Atlanta. Ashley says, I don't know what Eva has been up to, but I loved her since America's Next Top Model. She's so beautiful. Truly, truly, truly a face card that will never, ever decline. Star says, I love to hear these stories. It gives me hope for my ex and I. Oh, Star, I forgot. How are things going with you since then? It's heartbreaking for sure, but it's been so cool getting to keep up with your adventures and seeing all the things that you've been doing to keep yourself busy and to bounce back as well. And I hope you're doing well. And, are you guys in contact? Like, is there the possibility of that happening? You never know, right? But JLo disappointed me. And, speaking of JLo, thanks for bringing her up, but JLo is actually still hanging out with Ben Affleck's children. She actually recently went shopping alone with Ben Affleck's son, Samuel. So it's just so sad. Like, I still don't get it, honestly. They seem to be a good couple. Maybe he was embarrassed by the fact that she did that big documentary or whatever, like that love story thing. But you don't divorce over that, like, especially when there are children involved. Like, you get irritated, you talk it out, the person vows never to do that again, and you move on, right? And I hate the stories that say, oh, like, she's just too fame hungry for him, whatever. Like, he knew who she was. She always loved fame. That's her whole thing. You can't just go marry somebody, involve your children into this, right? And then dump them for being the person that they were when you found them. Oh, sorry about that rant, but damn, I actually really felt bad for JLo. And it felt like there's this huge kind of like smear campaign against her around the time that she released that documentary and when they were going through the divorce. I really hated it. Kahara says Eva was out in the street and realized she had a good thing at home. That's the thing, you guys. The streets are terrible. Go watch Love is Blind France. Truly, look at the reasons, and I don't want to spoil too much for those of you who haven't watched it yet, but there's this guy who comes in and he's like, oh, I am a man of God. I only want to marry a good Christian woman, right? And so he meets a good Christian woman. And what does she tell him? She starts asking him questions about boundaries in a relationship, right? Especially when it comes to opposite sex friendships. And so she says, like, I don't really mind like my husband having friends of the opposite sex. However, like, I think there should be boundaries around it. Like, I don't think y'all should be going out to dinner one-on-one. I don't like the idea of y'all kikiing on the phone alone, especially not like, into the wee hours of the night. Very reasonable things. And the man of God, the Christian man who wants to have a family and, be a husband and a father. He's like, oh, you are so controlling. That is toxic behavior that has triggered me from my exes. I'm like, that is what is out there. And then the guy I keep telling you about, because I'm still like, what did I just watch? The guy who was having a meltdown because his girl was wearing kitten heels and would be taller than him, even more tall, because she was already much taller than him. And he was truly like, you're doing this to humiliate me. Put on your sandals, put on your flats now. That's what's out there. So if you have somebody who has even 70% of what you want, you get along well, they respect you, they treat you nice, do not leave that behind. It is hell out there. It is horror. Tyrell says it was supposed to be Nightbot is right. Thank you, Tyrell. I'm so happy you love your membership. Thank you for being a member. Alice says, oh my God, I had no idea you're from Ottawa. I was born and raised here. How cool. If you haven't already, please check out the Heartbreakers Pizza. Best pizza in the city. Say less, boo. Hang on. Let me whip up my phone and take a picture here. listen, I'm not even back for that long this time. I keep telling you guys, it's like a very in and out trip. In fact, my friend, she might be watching now. Hi, Julie. She's cursing me out. She's like, what do you mean you're only here for a couple days? I'm like, listen, I have to do this thing quickly, come back, fight for my life for another visa, and then maybe I'll come back again, you know? But thank you, Ali. I'll try it out. Thank you. Bye, Hamlet. Enjoy the rest of your day. Nice to see you. Have a great weekend, too. Steph says, I can't wait for Eva to drop a memoir. I know there's so much to them divorcing and getting back. Eva stays on the run. That would be really good. I'd actually love that, too. What a good idea. Can I be honest with you guys, though? I don't really think they fit together, to be honest with you. When they first, announced the divorce, I was like, you know what? I never really thought they fit together as a couple. And I feel that way about a lot of the couples I'm seeing on Love is Blind. I'm like, these are not people you would see together in real life. I think sometimes people visually go together, right? And some people just don't. And I feel like they don't really visually go together, or lifestyle or whatever image I have of them just does not work together personally. Now, let's see. Jaleesa says JLo was just with Casper, her ex. Really? She was with that man a long time ago. I'm talking early 2000s. Wasn't he like a 2008 kind of guy or something like that? Really? She was just with him? Jesus. I felt bad for JLo too. People were so extra, right? She had this thing, and now Katy Perry is going through it too. It's always women going through these weird hate campaigns and stuff. I don't know who plants them or whatever. Even Lauren Sanchez. Jeff Bezos is the billionaire. He's the one who's not paying people. He's the one who's thwarting unionizing efforts. Yet for some reason, everybody's dragging the woman who married him. Why is it all, can we talk about it or no? Maybe we shouldn't. Star, what are you doing in Ottawa, girl? What are you doing in Ottawa? That is so freaking exciting. Tell me. What do you got going on in Ottawa? That's so crazy. I'm shocked. That's not a place that people really go. So it's kind of fun to hear that. He seems to really support her, though. And that's the thing, right? So how do you go from that to now all of a sudden, I don't like any of the stuff that you do. You want to be a star. You want to share my love letters or whatever. It just does not make any sense. Justice for JLo and her 5 engagement rings. Now, you guys, why don't we get into our next story of the day? Michelle Williams is thinking, actually, potentially, floating the idea of potentially joining the Real Housewives of Atlanta. This is something that came up during a recent taping of Bravo's Watch What Happens Live. I'm going to let y'all watch it play out for yourselves. By the way, how beautiful is this photo of her?
Could I be on a franchise?
You know what else reminds me of the Housewives? What? The View.
The View, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you said I should be on the Housewives.
I did. Yeah.
Why did you say that?
Well, because Fallon was on and you brought out receipts from something that he was doing, and I was like, "Oh, we were like, Joy came with receipts.
That's
we
all
liked
that's
it.
required to be a housewife?
That's all. Well, no, not required. Well, listen, you're also outspoken and beautiful and glamorous, and funny. So there you go.
No, could I be on a franchise? Which city should I?
I believe that you reside in Atlanta, so maybe we should talk after the show.
Don't we gotta have a husband? Some kind.
You're good. Okay. You're good. You're you. You're you.
Love that. Listen, I think it would be so fun to see Michelle Williams on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. I think she's so fun. I think she's, exciting. I actually really enjoyed that reality show that she had with her ex. Michelle Williams used to be engaged to a guy named Chad something. I don't know if he was a preacher or they just shared this Christian faith or whatever together, but we got to watch that relation play out. So it's not like Michelle feels like she is above reality TV. This is something that she has already done in the past. So I really, truly can see her getting into that again. Okay, so shout out to Michelle. What about you guys? Would you like to see Michelle Williams on the Real Housewives of Atlanta? Do you think she can get down like that? Listen, she has gone through so much publicly, right? People used to kind of like to make a mockery out of her on the internet. There's this particular Tumblr page called Poor Michelle that was so mean. They used to, it's been so long, but they used to always for some reason try to say, oh, poor Michelle, this happened to her. Poor Michelle, poor Michelle, poor Michelle. And so she actually had to call it out and say, this stuff is really hurtful to me. For people to continuously act like I'm this kind of loser almost in the Destiny's Child trio. So I think her skin has to be really, really thick at this point after all of that, like all of the memes and whatnot surrounding her. You know, I'm laughing because I'm thinking not about the poor Michelle thing, but about the Ashanti, I think it is. Was it Ashanti or something? There's a Tumblr that I used to find absolutely hilarious where they used to say Ashanti did everything first, right? So somebody could be having an iPhone. So they'll like post a photo of somebody with an iPhone, like, I don't know, September 2025, but they'll be like, wow, but Ashanti had an iPhone first. And then they'll be like, it's just like the stupidest things ever. Like, I think that's what it was. But I used to love Tumblr, and there were some funny meme pages, but that one wasn't funny. I actually really feel bad for Michelle with the way that people treat her. I remember there was once this like journalist who put her on the spot, and they were interviewing her, but they kept asking about Beyonce. I'm like, that's so freaking rude. You've got Michelle here. Michelle's a fantastic singer. She's incredibly talented, right? And yet, instead of asking her about herself, you're asking her about Beyonce. And on top of that, you're asking her to call Beyonce? Right. And then the call goes to voicemail, and you could just see Michelle shrink up because she knows people are going to make fun of her. Right. And people did make fun of her, and they're like, oh, like Beyonce never picks up Michelle's calls. Meanwhile, when Kelly calls her, she picks up like after the first ring. Like, it's really, really mean. So listen, I say all that to say she's got thick skin. I actually could see her hanging with the girls in Atlanta. Becky says they'll eat poor Michelle up. Ashley says random, but I love Joy. Listen, Joy is so beautiful. And she looks like the fact that she's in her 80s and she looks like that is insane. She looks really freaking good. Becky says Joy would have better luck. Listen, I do think that Joy has more bite to her than Michelle. That's for sure. Right? Milan says she's too rich for Atlanta. Oh, you might be right though. Yep. Steph says also, okay, Michelle feels like Robyn is messing with her money by saying she doesn't belong in the show. That's fair. And I do think that that is the case. But, you know, when you're a public figure, people have opinions. Let people have opinions. And, whether people feel that or not, you're making money and you're showing that you're relevant because they are talking about you. Not everybody has to have a good opinion of you for you to warrant your spot on a show. People or networks really love controversial figures as well. Tyrell says, is Philo available in Canada? Great question. It's only for the US, unfortunately. Womp, womp, womp. But you know what you could do, because this is what I do to use Philo, because, I want my fix. I use a VPN. I have ExpressVPN, and you should find a link in the description of this video somewhere for it. And then I just set it to America, and that's what I use to watch my 90 Day Fiance, my Gypsy Rose, the Lifetime documentaries, all that stuff on Philo. Ocean says she'd rather see Joy. So it looks like you guys in general do not like the idea of Michelle on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Are you guys thinking she's going to be like another kind of like Cynthia Bailey, wallflower sort of a thing, right? And doesn't she seem nice? I really like her so far. I really, really do. Star says, I haven't seen Michelle. I love you, but no. Womp, womp, womp. Poor Michelle. Two Snap says Michelle never fit in DC3 at all. Really? Michelle Bridge Williams, like, she really has these good, like, she's got a beautiful voice. She bridges the songs so freaking well. Keisha says they do that to Kelly all the time. One time Kelly got Snippy back, and good. These girls, they're successful in their own right. They're singers in their own right. Like, they've got things going on outside of Beyonce. Like, talk to them about their own individual projects, not cool at all. I'm putting this picture up again because I love it so much. She looks absolutely freaking beautiful. I think that Michelle's beauty is underrated. Such a gorgeous, gorgeous girl. Now, listen, speaking of Philo, I do have to leave you with a word from some of our sponsors, you guys, before we get back and talk a little bit about Jonathan Majors and Meagan Good sharing, oh God, yeah, apparently it's real that they got married. So they're sharing these wedding photos. And then we also have to get into Mary Cosby's son getting arrested. Lord have mercy. And of course, we're going to be finishing things up with a recap of Love is Blind France. So if you're enjoying today's episode of The Morning Report, please don't hesitate to go ahead and give it a thumbs up so YouTube knows you enjoy my content. And I'll be right back. The Morning Report is brought to you by Philo. Watch your favorite shows and movies from over 70 different channels, including MTV, TLC, WeTV, and more for only $28 a month. Get a free trial today by clicking the link in the description box of this video to get your free trial up and running.
Tired of learning languages in boring, frustrating ways? Try TalkPal. TalkPal is your personal AI language tutor. It teaches you languages in fun, engaging ways. It gives you real-time feedback, assesses your pronunciation, and the learning process is personalized just for you. Join millions of other learners and start your language learning journey today.
There you go, you guys. Hopefully you're enjoying some of the sponsors to the show. Like I just mentioned to Terrell, Philo is only available for Americans. However, or in America. However, you can also use a VPN to watch it, which is what I do to get my reality, my documentary fix. Okay. Now, and I hate that I even have to talk about this couple. I don't know why I put them in the lineup because I really, really cannot stand anything about them. I like Meagan Good, right? So I'm disappointed that she would even hitch her star to this wagon or whatever that expression goes. She actually truly did go ahead and marry this man apparently. And now here they are pushing so hard to revamp his image. As a reminder, Jonathan Majors, he got violent with his ex-girlfriend, Grace Jabari. And he was found guilty of it and everything like that. And so he quickly, mind you, this man never really cared for Black women like that, right? But as soon as he gets convicted of violence against his ex-girlfriend, what does he do? He goes ahead and finds himself an emergency Black girlfriend, quickly marries her, and turns her into an emergency Black wife. Meagan, as beautiful and as talented and as successful as you are, I'm still so shocked that this is what you have stooped down to. But I digress. And listen, they've even involved his mother into this to come clean up his image. Take a look and I'll bitch about it on the flip side.
You've kept your wedding photos private until this moment. Yeah. You've chosen to reveal a few to our audience. I think we have them of you in your gown. You and Jonathan at the altar.
Yeah. Faces.
And you being joined by your moms.
Yeah.
Terry, you got 3 hats here. What was the most challenging? Because you're counseling a young couple going through a lot. Mm-hmm. You're a pastor, so you're bringing faith, but then you're a mom and you've watched your son go through something he never imagined and something he had to be accountable for and face, and you were watching.
Yes. It was a strange position to be in. As the pastor, I was concerned about their spiritual position in marriage, right? Because this is a vow they're making before God. It had to be for real, it had to be deep, and it had to be lasting, right? So they actually went through counseling before they went to get that marriage license in Texas. So.
Oh my God. I seriously cannot believe that they have brought his mother into this. And even Tamron, I feel like it's really irresponsible as a journalist when you're talking about a man who has been convicted of DV and you're asking a woman how she feels about like his marriage or whatever. And you're like, yeah, like, you know, he's going through so much, like something happened to him. Nothing happened to him. He decided to physically rough up a woman. Like, let's call things the way that they are. Let's use some gravity to our words and whatnot. Like the way that like, for some reason, the Black women in Hollywood are rallying together to clean up this man's image and pretend that he is not a domestic AB user is insane to me. It's disappointing to me, and it's dangerous, and it's disgusting. I cannot stand it at all. And that goes for Star Jones as well, and anybody else who is trying to normalize this man and his history of violence against women. Absolutely freaking not. Right. By the way, Ocean's comment made me laugh. Ocean says, yeah, it was a strange position to be in. I never saw my son with a Black woman before. That's probably what his mom was thinking too, right? Like, get out of it. It's all so fake. Meagan is such a beautiful, 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 beautiful girl. Like, why? I just don't get it. I feel like I want to scream. Why would you do this, right? Summer Breeze says, and every time I see your hair, I'm like, oh my God, would I look nice with this color hair? Some people aren't comfortable being alone. Maybe she needs a warm body to sleep at night. And that's the thing, right? I really do think maybe that might be the case. But in that case, like, I think people who feel that way need to be very careful, because being so against being on your own or being so thirsty to have someone next to you, like that you would actually willingly lay down and marry a man who just got convicted of beating his ex, like, really? Like, are times really that tough? Is your own company really that bad? You know, like, that's crazy. It's so risky, right? Star, let's hope and pray that it is not a legal marriage. And if we find out it's a legal marriage, oh, I'm going to my witches of the morning report. Is there anything we could do to get that marriage document, like, you know, wiped off the servers or something like that? Jaleesa says, let's be honest, Meagan needs this. Oh, she's not a talented actress. She just has pretty privilege. Really? I loved her in Stomp the Yard. What are you talking about? By the way, speaking of her projects, my friend, Julie, she told me to watch that show on Amazon with Meagan Good, Harlem. So I tried watching it, right? One day when I was painting my nails, and there's a scene, and y'all know exactly what I'm talking about if you watch that show. But there's a scene where you watch it and you go, oh no, I'm not continuing with the series. And it was very early on, and it was like some weird freak nasty stuff. I was like, what the hell is this? And they had her face all up in that. Girl, guys, it's on like episode 1 or 2, and I couldn't continue with the series after that. I said, yeah, I'm gonna head out. Kahara says, I hate that she is with him, but she looked absolutely gorgeous. But here's the thing, it's Meagan Good. That face is always going to look gorgeous anytime, any place, right? Sounds like it's, yup, it is, unfortunately. Absolutely unfortunate. Lord. Acacia says, how long has she been divorced? Doesn't seem like that long ago. Well, that's the thing. It feels like she and her ex are going into competition with each other, who can get remarried and have kids or whatever first, right? Steph, you know, sometimes when you hear these stories about these people getting married, having kids, getting divorced, getting remarried, having more kids, like, and you're still kind of like, you know what I mean? I'm like, oh damn, like, is it really supposed to go this quick? Like, am I too cautious? Because really? Steph says, usually people go into hiding after catching a case, but not this guy. Nope. He gets himself an emergency black wife so that he can clean up his image and so that he can pander. You know, him being out and about, especially with Meagan constantly, you rarely see this man alone. Meagan is his bulletproof vest. She is his shield, right? And it's so sad that she's allowing herself to be used that way. Summer says, I would not. Some people can't be alone. Yeah, they will settle for anything that pays attention to them. Yup. And you see a lot of that in reality TV. I keep telling y'all, in Love is Blind France, that the most beautiful woman in the whole show, she's like that. And you're like, how? That's crazy. And she's got like a son, you know, and he's only like 8 years old or something. You're like, girl, you got to get it together for the sake of your son. You know, you can't be running around like that, right? Two Snaps says they're insufferable. Competition, who can ruin their lives the fastest. And I agree. Honestly, I think that Jonathan and Meagan is very, very performative. I don't buy anything about this couple at all. And again, I think she could do better in every sense of the word. Good luck, Meagan. I just don't see it lasting, though. Just saying. Now, why don't we get into the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, you guys? I was really shocked when I woke up to this particular story. Mary Cosby's son, Lord have mercy. You know, I always say this when I hear about these only children being like a mess. Like, can you imagine? You know what? I'm one and done. I just want to have a nice, chill, easy life, raise one kid, wipe my hands, you know, and live the rest of my life, right? And just enjoy my child being an adult, having their own family or something like that. And then you get a child and it turns out like Ryan Edwards, or it turns out like this guy, you know, holy crap. I would be pissed, absolutely pissed. So her son's name is Robert Jr. And this guy, right? He just got arrested in Salt Lake City, Utah on Saturday, for failure to stop at the command of law enforcement, criminal trespassing, assault, and 3 alleged violations of a court order as well. And so there's a police report obviously filed about this situation. And the police say that they responded to a DV call after he allegedly tried to break into his father-in-law's home via a doggy door, you guys. And then he also allegedly assaulted somebody on the front lawn. The doggy door thing, like, is he back on rugs? Because that is ruggy behavior, to be trying to break into somebody's house through a doggy door. Do you know how insane you have to be to do that? It's giving bath salts, because what the hell, right? And so when the cops showed up, Robert Jr. allegedly failed to get on the ground when the cops ordered him to do so, and then only eventually later on wound up complying and being taken into custody. He's lucky they did not tase him. They very well could have, right? So his bail is at $5,000, and this is not the first time he's had run-ins with the law. Back in 2022, he was arrested for a DUI, and he also didn't even have a license, and he completely disregarded local traffic laws as well. I'm sorry, but I think her son is just just a flop. I don't know what the hell these two were doing. I don't know what the hell at all. But this guy is just, wow. I couldn't even imagine. I would be so freaking pissed. How are you? Like, you're humiliating me. I am a star, damn it. What are you doing? So everybody says you have to love your, yes, that is the key. If you want to have good relationships with people, whether it's friendship, romantic, whatever, love yourself first. That's it, right? That's it. That's the only, that is the cardinal rule, right? Just saying, right? Very, very sad stuff. Can I ask, like, you would think typically, and I know it's not really like the parents' fault or anything like that, but you would think that when you only have one child, you're both present in the home, you both have a lot of money, don't really need to work. You're only out here, like, doing, what is it? A sermon once a week. All these resources and energy and time put into guiding your child to be like good. How does it turn out like this? I just do not understand. Truly, I cannot understand, right? Ashley says, Grace, the other day you mentioned how I said maybe only one child. I might be team no children, right? But if I were to have any, maybe just one. And if you had multiple, you wanted girls. Yes. Then I lucked out with 2 girls. Oh, lucky. Everything I want. She said #team no sons. Ashley, you are a girl after my own heart. That is freaking hilarious. #team no sons. That is so funny. Oh my, I thought you were going to tell me, like, as I was reading it, that like, oh, like I lucked up because I had 2 sons and they're so beautiful and amazing. And it taught me, like, it doesn't matter. But she goes, #team no sons. I meant what I said. That's hilarious. I'm so happy for you, Ashley. Super duper beautiful. Listen, what did you pray? Did you manifest? Like, how did you make sure that it turned out that way? I love that. Oh, listen, I would still love a boy as well, you guys, right? But like in my dream world, it would be 2 girls or 1 girl or 2 girls or no kids. Steph says Jonathan and Meagan don't. Exactly. Some couples or whatever, you just see it and you get it and it fits. Those 2 don't. Meagan is not his type, and I don't know that he's her type either. I don't think she likes like a jacked guy or anything like that. And I agree to snaps. Amen, 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 amen. Sorry, indeed. Enjoy your weekend, Jessica. Thanks so much for tuning in again. Take care, take care, take care. Gail, great question. I've got, how many siblings do I have? How many do I have? No, I'm joking. I have 2 brothers and a sister, so 3 siblings in total. Somebody says, in a relationship, you want to be equal, and have the same goals and ambition. So as a team, you can build a life you dream of. Somebody, do you have a relationship channel? Because I think you give really good relationship advice. You've got really, really good insight. It's all about if you want it to be happy, not happy, sorry, healthy. This is the right mindset to adopt, right? Love it, love it, love it. And bye, Jess. Don't have kids. It's a lie, girl. That's what I keep hearing. That's why I'm still taking my sweet time, you guys. I truly, truly am. Steph is a dog mom. Yes, love to see it. Listen, but even dogs are a lot of responsibility. Listen, I don't like permanence, like I really, really do not like permanence. So even the idea of having a dog for myself, I can't do it. That's why I like watch my friends' dogs, because I get to have the dog energy without having the dog responsibility. You know what I mean? Ocean says, I have 1 child, a son. You're left my sister. My sister, she has 1 child too, and it's a son, and we love him so much. In fact, you know what? Give me a second, you guys. Listen, I don't hate boys. Hang on. I'll actually show you. Where did I put it? I am so freaking obsessed. I'm obsessed with my nephew, actually. He hates to see me coming. His groovy auntie, who's not cool at all, right? When I went on a walk the other weekend, remember I told you guys I went to the countryside, to the south of Paris. I got him a bunch of these like gems. I like half the time I'm like going on this walk, we're like discussing things and whatnot. I'm like, yeah, I'm listening, looking at the ground. And I find all of these beautiful gemstones that I think my nephew would love. So I have this one here that I'm going to be giving to him. This one, I don't know if we're going to bring it or not, because it's actually not that interesting, to be honest with you. Maybe he'll like it though, so I don't know. And then I found this one too, right? My little show and tell. But yeah, like, he's really cool and exciting and stuff. I like boys too, but I think, listen, I feel like I know how to talk to girls more, and I have more in common with girls. With my nephew, I'm like, here's some rocks. Like, is that what y'all are into? But I know he's into it though, right? But yeah. Love. Ramster says, I'm child free. Listen, that to me sounds like a dream too. Like, that's what I'm living right now. And I love it. I freaking absolutely love it. right? Lex says, child-free life is the way to go, Grace. Don't fall for the trap. I love it. Listen, y'all, we have to have a freaking duel. Child-free, team girl, team boy. What are we? Rampage says, I love that clever name. I'm way too scared to have kids. Just gonna do me. Right? Period. Honestly, I feel like I still have a good amount of time and no pressure, thankfully. So we'll see what life has in store for me. And Summer Breeze, you have a child, and you're telling me that it's difficult, I guess. Jaleesa says, I'll be a girl mom or no mom. And I think that's where I'm at, girl. That's where I'm at. Gail has one sister and one brother. I'm the older one of 3. That is so freaking cool. Nice, Gail. Older one of 3. So you're pretty similar to us. We're 4 in total, right? Y'all like my little rock collection from my cutie? I'm happy, y'all. I'm happy. I'm so excited to see him. You know, he's actually the one this was my favorite rock. I think he's going to love it so much. He's the one I'm most excited to see when I go back home as well. So thank y'all. He is such a little magpie. He loves minerals. He loves like jewelry and just anything shiny. He loves watches. He loves astrology and everything. So that's really, really fun. Kate says she'll take the rocks if my nephew doesn't want them. Love, 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 love. Yes. I found my magpies. Summer Breeze says, as women, we're trained to think we have to get married and have kids and the house and the dogs or have the perfect job. It's time to change that. And I agree. I've actually been like slowly dismantling these thoughts because it is true. Like when I was a lot younger, like teenage, early 20s, I was like, oh my God, I have to do this. Every decision was, leading up to this point or whatever. And I'm like, wait a minute. I don't have to live like this. I can do whatever I want. And I've just been enjoying it ever since, just living for myself. Did we finish that Mary story? Listen, this has been a really good discussion to the point where I forgot where we were even at. Now, you guys have woken me up because when I started this thing, I was like, oh my God, I don't have time to like really make myself up. I'm not doing my hair. I'm so tired. I need a nap, right? And now look at me, full of energy. Why don't we get into our final story of the day, you guys? Let's get into Love is Blind France. And I feel like I've already given away a lot of this because I'm so passionate about this. It is such a freaking good show, okay? So I have some notes from watching all the rest of the episodes. So episode 2, 3, and 4, right? So Cynthia, who you see over there in the white kind of tuxedo top sort of a thing, she and her man have this massive height difference between the two of them. And it's not like just a height difference, it's a mass difference. Because, and this is the thing about French men, this is something that kind of freaked me out when I first came here. It's very difficult to explain, but I think a lot of you guys are North American, if not just like American, like United States people. But like the men where we're from, like in the US and Canada, like they got some mass to them, right? So when you come here and these men are like this, and a lot of them can even be thinner than you. And mind you, I'm not a juicy girl. Like I'm on the thinner side of things, right? So like when you see these men and they make you, you know what I mean? So like this is what Cynthia's dealing with, right? She's a juicy girl. And then her man is like a twig. And then on top of that, she's several inches taller than him. So it was very, very like apparent when you saw the two of them together, right? And I was like, oh crap, like, are they gonna call it off? Like, oh my God, I really, really hope that this works out. But this is the situation where the guy starts like having a meltdown and accusing her of sabotaging him for wearing kitten heels, right? And at first I thought that Sarah was funny when I was talking to you guys about her yesterday after just watching the first episode. But after watching all the episodes, and I'm gonna put that clip up on TikTok, she's so mean. Her spirit is so rotten. She's trying to force this guy into proposing to her. She issues this ultimatum, and then she keeps gloating to the other girl in the love triangle. She's like, huh? And he hasn't even proposed to her, but she keeps going, yeah, he took my ultimatum. I win. I'm the champion. I'm the winner. And it's like, you win what? A man? That's the prize? A man? Like, really? Like, oh my God, And spoiler alert, but like she doesn't actually like I don't even want to get too much into it, but like it's very, very ugly the way that she behaves in this like entire situation, right? And then there's another girl who has a very ugly spirit too, and her name is Kim. She's actually right next to Sarah in this photo. But Kim, same thing. She's very materialistic, and she's just so rude. So she gets to be really close to Sarah. Surprise, surprise, right? Two very mean girls together. And so when Sarah doesn't get picked after all that bragging she was doing about her man, Kim takes it upon herself to bully that man. She's like, they get to like the retreat, right, for the honeymoon or whatever. And she's like, oh, I can't wait to, instead of worrying about her fiance who she just met, she's like, I can't wait to see that guy. I'm going to tear him a new one. He doesn't know what he's got coming. Like all this kind of stuff like that, right? And then she sees him and she's like, he's small, like an elf, and he's not cute. Can you believe and she said that in front of everybody when all the couples meet up together. I'm telling y'all, the French versions of these shows are ruthless. If you thought Micah and Irina were bad, they are child's play compared to these people. Like these people are absolutely brutal. Oh my God. Hang on, my friend is going to come up soon. Like it was rough, truly freaking rough watching this. And I have to say, I actually felt bad for the guy. Like I felt like I was watching like a bullying sort of like documentary based on the way that like they behaved. And she's about to throw away her engagement over this guy and a girl that she met like just the other day that she's now calling her best friend, right? Because her fiance is a good person, very sensitive, nice person. He's a single father. And he's like, I'm not here to bully people or worry about other people's relationships. I'm here to get engaged, get married, and have a nice life with my wife and my daughter, right? And so she's like, wow, like, how dare you not have my back? And I'm like, girl, like, he is the perfect man. A man who's not going to, like, help, like, you continue to just, like, engage in, like, kind of, like, nasty behavior. Like, a guy who's going to call you out privately, right? Because he didn't say anything to her, you know, in public or whatever, right? So it's just really crazy the way that she's ready to throw him away because he wasn't backing her up on her whole like kind of like mean girl thing, right? So really like rough to see that, to be honest with you guys. But I really like her guy. Again, Tatiana, I really liked her at first. However, as the episodes progress, she got really kind of annoying and manipulative. I was like, girl, you're really manipulative. Her MO when she likes a guy and finds herself in a love triangle, because this keeps happening to her, is that she's going to like suddenly start crying. She's going to be like, the other girl you're talking to, she says that you guys are in a really good place and it's so deep and it's love. Like, oh, like, are you leading me on? Like she does that to kind of like play the guy's heartstrings and to kind of like make him turned off by the other girl and feel like the other girl is doing too much sort of a thing, right? And I really can't stand it. Again, very beautiful girl, but very insecure girl, right? At the end of the day. And I don't like the way that she aligned with the other mean girls. So Sarah, Kim, and Tatiana are aligned as the mean girls. And I really, truly hate to see that. By the way, you guys, my friend is here. She wants to give me a hug before I head out for my trip. So I'm going to put up, hang on, you guys. I'm going to put up the ads, and I'll be right back to finish recapping this. Okay, you guys? The Morning Report is brought to you by Philo. Watch your favorite shows and movies from over 70 different channels, including MTV, TLC, WeTV, and more for only $28 a month. Get a free trial today by clicking the link in the description box of this video to get your free trial up and running.
Tired of learning languages in boring, frustrating ways? Try TalkPal. TalkPal is your personal AI language tutor. It teaches you languages in fun, engaging ways. It gives you real-time feedback, assesses your pronunciation, and the learning process is personalized just for you. Join millions of other learners and start your language learning journey today. The Morning Report is brought to you by Philo. Watch your favorite shows and movies from over 70 different channels, including MTV, TLC, WeTV, and more for only $28 a month. Get a free trial today by clicking the link in the description box of this video to get your free trial up and running. Tired of learning languages in boring, frustrating ways? Try TalkPal. TalkPal is your personal AI language tutor. It teaches you languages in fun, engaging ways. It gives you real-time feedback.
Again? Hang on. Let me just pull it up. So sorry, give me 1 second. So you guys, that's the way that it ultimately wound up playing out. And I was like, okay, listen, I think that you're supposed to be a little bit more serious when you come to this sort of an experience, right? Like you're not here to get involved in like gossip or drama or anything like that. You're supposed to be there with like a specific goal, which is to, you know, get serious and move forward in life, right? So I really thought that was a good match at the end of the day, and I hope that he ends up finding somebody who's a little bit more suitable and a little bit more mature there. So then there was something else that actually kind of really like I felt bad for, was that there's another match, and let me put up that picture again, but there's this guy, his name is Charles, right? So he's on the bottom left, and he matches with a girl, and I don't want to tell you who it is in case you haven't watched it yet, but the two of them, they seem to be like a good match. They're incredible in the pod, but then when they get out there, the girl couldn't be any more turned off by him. And he's a nice guy. He's not her type, right? And there's something that's really weird, which is that in their bedroom, they have two beds, two separate beds, two separate full-size beds. So with the emotional connection and this and that, even if you don't want to share that one bed, and mind you, this is the same girl who was leading with sex throughout like their whole connection thing and talking about, oh, I've been thinking about you and just like getting myself off sort of a thing. They meet, she's like, actually, I'm not sleeping in the same room as you. I'm sleeping in a different room, right? Not even like in a separate bed in the same room. She wants to be all the way over there. And she keeps telling him she's not attracted to him. He's blonde hair, blue-eyed, shorter guy. She's like, I like dark hair, dark eyes, taller guys, Mediterranean type guys, right? And I felt like it was really harsh to keep on telling somebody that, right? Like, oh, I'm working really hard to get past like my lack of attraction to you and whatnot. But he seems to be a really good guy. He's really patient with her. And I really hope that things move forward in a better and a healthy direction for the two of them. Guys, I feel like I keep begging you, please watch Love is Blind France. It is so freaking good. I know you guys will absolutely, absolutely love it, right? Oh no, Ashley, is this breaking news? Taylor Swift is going to testify? Ooh. And I think that Taylor Swift is going to testify on behalf of Blake, right? Hang on, let me try and pull that up. Taylor Swift, thank you for the breaking news, Ashley, to testify. Lively Baldoni. Let's see what they have to say about that before we sign off. And she's got evidence. Okay. Who is the one that got her to do this? Is it Justin Baldoni that gets her to testify, or is it Blake Lively's team? Hang on, I'm pulling this up and I'm going to share it with you. This is breaking news, you guys. Shout out to Ashley for hitting us with this. Sorry, guys. Hit us with this scoop. By the way, my friend is so sweet. She's like, oh, I have to give you a hug before you go. She's so sweet. Ashley says, oh my God, Taylor Swift. Oh my God, I can't believe that. So hang on. I got to put your comment down, Ashley, so I can go ahead and pull up that article. Bye, Cammie. Have a great weekend. Thanks for joining me. Let me do this share thing. Share screen. Taylor Swift agrees to give evidence. Okay. I'm really excited to figure out which side. I actually think Baldoni's side is probably the one that got her to do this, though. Please let me know if you guys are able to see my screen. My source for the particular article is page 6, by the way, okay? Where's my screen? Did I not just hit the present button? Ah, voila, there you are. Should slowly be loading. Yes. Thank you to Snaps. If you guys are enjoying today's episode of the Morning Report, please don't hesitate to go ahead and give it a thumbs up. On my side of things, I'm not yet seeing my screen being shared with you, which is kind of annoying because I want to make sure that it's good before I get to yapping and yapping. Hang on. And I'm trying to like load up you guys' comments, but my thing is frozen. So I'm trying to figure out how I can do that. Okay. Well, listen, I'm going to have to trust that it's up. Okay. Hopefully it is. So I'm going to continue without supporting because I have low-key you guys, it doesn't seem to want to do both at the same time without shutting down. So I'm going to read the article to you. It says Taylor Swift agrees to give evidence in Blake Lively, Justin Baldoni legal battle on heels of album release. I hope people are not going to go and try and say that this is some sort of like conspiracy for the album or whatever to like, you know, get the sales up or something like that. I think this is just coincidental timing, right? Look what they made her do. Taylor Swift has agreed to give evidence in Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni's legal battle, according to court documents obtained by Page Six on Friday. The singer will be deposed, but only if the actor's legal team convinces a judge to extend the deadline for the testimony to take place. So it's Justin Baldoni who has managed to make her testify. The Jane the Virgin alum is lawyer Ellen S. Garofalo denied to Judge Lewis that they had requested a quote blanket 30-day extension of the discovery cutoff date. Instead, the attorney claimed Wayfarer parties requested an agreement solely to take the deposition of Taylor Swift during the week of October 20th to 25th due to Ms. Swift's pre-existing professional obligations. The Grammy winner, whose Life of a Showgirl album comes out on October 3rd, is unable to do so beforehand. So yeah, Justin Baldoni's team is pushing for this. Dun, 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 dun. Shout out to them. Good luck. I hope this works out. I hope that they don't waste this opportunity and start asking stupid questions, because don't forget, his team, they started trying to do the gossip angle, right? So they went to the judge. They were like, I heard that Taylor Swift isn't friends with Blake Lively anymore. Not even I heard firsthand information. I heard from a friend of a friend of a friend whose cousins, uncles, aunts, stepdog, you know, said this type stuff. And the judge is already like irritated with him and his team. So they really have to be careful and make the most of this opportunity and to not drive it into some gossip fodder. So good luck to them. I hope this pans out. I'm really looking forward to this whole thing kind of like wrapping up as well, because I'm so tired of hearing about it, to be honest with you guys. I did have some more comments come in, so I'm going to go ahead and get to you guys' comments. And before we close things out, Steph had asked if I have any anxiety about my trip, kind of because it's a very short trip. I'm there. I sold one of my condos in Ottawa. And so I have to finish, I just have to get those documents signed, and I have to empty out my storage locker. So I'm going to be working. This is a work trip, and then I still have another one on the market. And so I have to see what's wrong with it, why it's been sitting on the market since February, sort of a deal. And if there's some stuff that I need to get done. So it's, it's really not a pleasure trip. I'm not really going to have too much time for my friends, or, I will have a lot of time for my family because I'll be staying with my sister and my nephew and whatnot. But yeah, just trying to get some stuff wrapped up. I know. Isn't it crazy? It's absolutely crazy what's happening. Good luck, you guys. And I'm excited to see what comes out of this deposition. I don't think that Taylor Swift is going to make it easy for them to get any kind of information out of her. There will be a lot of objections, right? And I do think that there will be some bombshells dropped in regards to the state of her relationship with Blake Lively particularly. Anyway, you guys, this has been so lovely getting to chat with you. Sorry about the technical difficulties here and there. Final morning report from Paris for the next week and a bit. I will be back Monday, hopefully, because I land in Montreal Sunday morning, and then my sister is coming to get me, and then we're going to be in Ottawa. So I think I'll start back up in Ottawa on Tuesday. I might be dealing with jet lag on Monday morning. So I'll be back next week, Tuesday through Friday from Ottawa. Take good care, you guys. Enjoy your weekend, and I'll see you very, very soon. Bye.